Good morning, AHS. News and announcements produced by television production of Ashdown High School.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please pause for a moment of silence.
Good morning, AHS. I'm Samantha Huddleston.
I'm Nate Castle.
Today's trivia question is, what is the fastest animal in the ocean? Stay tuned for the answer. Current National Honor Society members will meet during B Advisory. Go to room 310 instead of your normal advisory.
RAD will be hosting the Slice of Leadership and Prevention Youth Conference this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at AHS Cafeteria. The key speaker will be Kevin Hunt. For more information, come by the office.
On the morning of September 11th, 2001, 19 terrorists hijacked 4 commercial aircraft and crashed 2 of them into the north and south towers of the World Trade Center, 1 into the Pentagon, and 1 into an empty field in western Pennsylvania about 20 minutes from Washington, D.C., where the original target was. Nearly 3,000 people were killed from 93 different countries. The Pentagon lost 184 civilians and servicemen. 40 people were killed on Flight 93. And of the 3,000 people who died, 2,753 victims perished in the World Trade Center and the surrounding area. This tragedy affected all states. Fear was widespread, not just in the days immediately after the attacks, but throughout the fall of 2001. Most Americans said they feared another attack. When asked a year later to describe how their lives changed in a major way, about half of the adults said that they felt more afraid.
Hi, my name is Irvin Pounds, and I'm here with Coach David Wilson, and we're going to be talking about the 9/11 today. What was your reaction whenever the first crash happened into the first tower?
Well, most people thought it might have been an accident because planes have crashed into buildings in New York before.
Mm-hmm.
So with the first one, it was terrible, but nobody was really sure if it was an accident or if it was on purpose. There was that question of what it might or might not be.
Yeah. Who did you reach out to first whenever it happened?
My wife, make sure, and one of my nephew's family. I had a nephew that was in the military at the time, so we were trying to contact him, make sure where he was at.
Yeah. What exactly were you doing whenever the attack happened?
I was teaching civics. Ninth grade, it used to be in the 9th grade. We'd just come out of first period athletics. So we heard about it. And back then we had cable TV in all the classrooms. So I was able to go ahead and turn it on and start watching what was happening. And the class was watching too.
What all did you see on TV?
Well, we were sitting there talking about it and talking about all the possibilities. And then as we were sitting there, we got to see the second airplane fly into the second building. And then I knew right then that it was not an accident and that there really was only one terrorist in the world that could afford to do that, and that was bin Laden, because he's a multi-millionaire. So we knew who. I had Tario Dansby in there. I had Jansen Nicholas. I had Doyle Ward. I had a bunch of kids that are now adults, but I just turned around and told them, so that's bin Laden. There's no doubt. Tario was sitting right there by me.
Yeah. How did the news of 9/11 affect your day?
We spent the rest of the day watching it, even though some people, they were a little nervous. Well, it's going to affect these kids. Well, them kids needed to know what's going on, so we spent the rest of the day talking about it and making sure that's probably not going to happen in Ashdown.
Yeah.
But that's how we spent the rest of the day.
In your opinion, how do you think the country was affected from that day?
Not nearly as self-assured. They didn't feel like everything was as safe as it had been in the past. But especially when the reports came in that there were other planes besides those 2
Yeah.
You know, people started thinking, well, hey, well, how bad could it get? So I think it really shook the country, and people didn't know how to react either because, you know, we're talking about 3,000 dead in a day.
Yeah. Do you think that people feared attacks in other places?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I just talked about this in class a while ago that one of the very first F-15 female fighter pilots was in New York City. They were based outside of New York, and her and another pilot were put into the air without armament. And they were told, if anything else starts to happen, bring that plane down. And that meant that they would have had to have rammed an airplane. They would have had to sacrifice themselves to bring down another plane to keep it from happening somewhere else. So, oh yeah. They grounded all airplanes in the United States. I mean, they just said, nobody take off, we get everybody on the ground.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any other stories that you'd be willing to share?
You know, there actually was an Ashdown connection. I'm not going to say the family's name, but I had a girl in class whose uncle was in the North Tower, and she lost him. It was just, you know, and everybody was saying, you had some people like my son or some other people, well, let's just nuke them right now. But the problem was you had to explain to them that it wasn't a country that did it. It was a group of individuals, and you can't go.
Yeah.
You know, and it was really tough for kids to understand why people hated us so bad. You know, these are 15-year-old kids. You're trying to explain to them, but they really hate us.
Right.
You know.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineering will be hosting an annual youth deer hunt at Millwood Lake. Applications are available in the school office. Applications are due back to the Corps office by close of business on October 7, 2022.
The Ashdown Panther volleyball team lost last night to the Fountain Lake Cobras in straight sets. LaKenya Williams had 3 kills for the Panthers, and Kylie Irwin, Raven Pound, and Zanai Alexander each had 2. Michaela Moore, Zanai Alexander, and LaKenya Williams each had 2 blocks. Kylie Irwin had 2 aces, and Kaylee Parker had added 1 ace. Caitlin Jones recorded 12 digs to lead the home team. The 9th grade team and the JV team also lost to Fountain Lake in straight sets.
Tonight the Panthers will travel to Hope to take on the Bobcats. Have a great game, Panthers.
Students, don't forget to sign up for the AccuPlacer test. It will be given on September 22nd at 9 a.m. Monday, September 19th is the last day to sign up for the test.
And now for the answer to our trivia question, what is the fastest animal in the ocean? And the answer is a sailfish. I'm Smith Huddleston.
I'm Nate Castle.
Thanks for watching and have a golden day.
This has been a presentation of Panther Productions.